Oh my god. I can't sing. Not gonna lie, I enjoyed this episode. I mean, let's be real. It is basically Drag Race Redemption Island, and it seems like Drag Race is going back to its roots of parodying reality competition shows, or at least borrowing from them, to create this conglomerate of references and ideas that sometimes work, sometimes don't. In this case, I think it worked. I don't think it was done perfectly, and we're going to talk about it. So the whole lip-syncing smackdown of the battlefield, 2 queens, 1 cup or something, clearly was pulled from Survivor's Redemption Island duels. Now, I would argue that we have already had a Redemption Island-esque season with All Stars 4, where Manila and Latrice returned. They weren't exactly Rob and Russell, but you get the idea. Well, okay, Ru loves Latrice and gives her as many chances as possible, as much as Jeff loves Rob, so there's that connection, I guess. I enjoyed this premise. Somebody goes home, they have to lip sync against the queen that most recently won the lip sync duel. We watched Silky completely decimate the competition, and I must say, she was ready to lip sync for her motherfucking life. What does that have to do with any? You all know that I wasn't the biggest fan of Silky on season 11, and I'm glad to see quality in her. Okay, that might sound a little mean, but now on All Star 6 with this twist, I finally got to enjoy Silky. I know what some might say. All of her performances were very stunty, she had an advantage by just knowing that the lip sync was going to happen, and she only had that to worry about. So of course she was going to do great pretty much every week. Now this is all true, but that doesn't take away from her performances. Her lip syncs are full of stunts because that's just what Ru likes and what the lip syncs themselves have become. So why wouldn't she use that to her advantage? And yes, by design she was always more prepared with props and whatnot, but that's kind of what happened on Survivor too. The longer that you're fighting to get back into the competition, the more prepared you are, because again, you only have to worry about those 5 minutes of the day. In Silky's lip sync against Jan, I thought that Jan was going to win, up until Silky took out that guitar thing. She truly showed that she could perform when it came down to it. Even if she had completely smoked Eureka out on their final lip sync, which she didn't, but again, even if she had, I don't think they would bring her back into the competition over Eureka. We know how much Ru loves Eureka, and even with some of the lip-syncing flaws in her performances, namely the split where she pounds her crotch onto the stage repeatedly while hiding her face from the judges and the cameras that has nothing to do with the song, I think we're going to see Eureka back in the competition next week. Now, I do believe that this format has its flaws, so how would I fix it? Well, firstly, a queen returning this late into the game is very unfair. This is even worse than on All Stars 3 because Ginger, Kylie, Raja, and Trinity worked 9 episodes just to have somebody come in and possibly disrupt what they worked for. If Eureka or Silky come back, but then get eliminated immediately, it's anticlimactic and a waste of time, sort of. If Silky comes back and one of the current top 4 goes home, it's unfair and also pointless because, realistically, Silky has no chance of winning. She cannot Chris Underwood this season. If Eureka comes back and somebody goes home, it's unfair because it's like rewriting the original top 5 episode. But then again, life's not fair. I think a queen should have returned at the top 7 episode, making it a top 8 episode again. That's kind of the halfway point in the competition, and there's still room for the returning queen to make an impact on the season and possibly have a realistic winning game. Another thing that I would have changed with the format is how it was presented to us. They dedicated an entire episode just for this twist, and at this point in the competition, structurally, it kind of works, because it gives us a breather, but also it amps up the stakes. Some may compare this to season 13's first episode, which was a nightmare to get through, but no, they're not the same. I mean, sure, They're both episodes with a lot of lip syncs in them, but it also matters what those lip syncs are for and when they happen. So for season 13, they were pointless. The show knew which queens they wanted to push, so they made them the winners of those lip syncs. And plus, it was the first episode. We usually expect something big, something exciting for the first episode, and that really did not happen for season 13, because it was rinse and repeat like 5 times. Really, the only part of that episode that worked for me was the end, when Ru was like, yeah, you have to eliminate one of you. We know that nothing came from that, but it was an interesting way to end the episode. On the other hand, the lip syncs on All-Star 6 actually were for something. The queens were fighting to get back into the competition. There was something on the line there, so there was something to fight for. And the moment there is something to fight for, it makes it more interesting. I think it would have been better if the format was just a tad bit more like Survivors. Weekly, we get to see these duels at the end of each episode. But to keep the interest going, we don't find out the winner of the said lip sync until the end of the next week's episode. So just imagine, it's the end of the second episode, Jiggly's been eliminated, she's told that there's a game within a game and that she should report to the main stage. Serena and she lip sync, and before the results are revealed, the episode ends. Then we go a whole new episode, episode 3, without even mentioning that, until after Silky's elimination, when she's back on the main stage. And we, along with her, learn who the lip sync SmackDown Queen of the Hill lip sync winner person champion is. I think it would have been more effective. Maybe even the queens that are in the competition get to watch them, or like maybe just the winner of the week, but I'm not completely sold on this idea I had. All in all, yeah, I enjoyed this episode. Again, I think it will be unfair if anybody returns and takes any of the current top 4's places in the finale. However, out of the current top 4, Trinity can't win anymore. I mean, okay, no. Anybody can win at any time because it's Ru's show and he can crown whoever he wants. But I mean, she's been in the bottom too many times. She's never won a lip sync after winning a challenge. She's being edited as a Debbie Downer, though honestly, if I were her, I would have also been pissed off if somebody was returning. So I think that at this point, the race is between Ginger and Raja, with Kylie being just slightly behind him. Who knows? The next episode could change everything. And that's it. That's the video. Did you enjoy this episode? Are there any lip sync outcomes that you may disagree with? Who do you think won that last lip sync between Eureka and Silky? My money's on Eureka. Thank you for watching.